Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So there's a lot of things going on around the world right now, and a lot of these things are causing a bit of a panic to a lot of people. 2020 so far has been one problem after another, hitting one country after another, and of course upsetting one person after another. With everything that's going on around the world right now, it can be a little difficult to stay or maintain a positive attitude and keep yourself from getting stressed out or too worn out. Just in the last week, I've had so many conversations with people about how they're struggling to maintain a positive attitude or even be motivated to do their day-to-day things. So I thought I'd make a video about this and give you some tips on how to stay positive during tough times in 2020. But really, these tips are something you can implement in general and not just in 2020 to lead a positive life. But without further ado, let's jump straight into my tips on how to stay positive during tough times. Tip number 1 is stop worrying about what you can't control. We tend to focus on everything that's going on around us and start getting overwhelmed by it. The first step in trying to stay positive is to narrow that focus down into your sphere of influence. That's the elements that you can control. That is, you can't control everything that goes on around the world, but you can control how you react to it. So choose to focus on things you have control over, which is your reaction, and start acting on that. But when you choose to focus on all that media throws at you, you can be overwhelmed by all that information. So instead, choosing to focus on a narrow space that you can control, then you can start taking action on those things. Taking actions will lead you to have a more positive attitude. When you start to take these actions, you can start seeing the impact that it's having, which will lead you to be more positive about the things that's happening around you. And that brings me nicely to tip number 2, which is stop worrying and start acting. Firstly, people worry about a lot of things, and a lot of times that worry makes you unable to think clearly. So next time you catch yourself being worried or stressed out, acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you're worried or stressed out and stop for a second. Stop moving. Because usually when you're worried, you're thinking, you're moving around, you're constantly pacing. So just stop, take a deep breath, and then realize that you're worried and ask yourself this question: can I do something about it? If the answer is yes, then think about what you can do and go ahead and start doing it. If the answer is no, then stop making yourself worry about that topic. Instead, try to adopt a mentality of we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And just by adopting that type of thinking about choosing what you're going to worry about is going to relieve a lot of stress, and it's going to help you stay positive as well. Honestly, this one way of thinking or changing the way you think has really helped relieve so much stress in my life. So if you, next time you're stressed or worried, will stop for a second and think of this question about whether you can do something or not, then tap the like button below. Tip number 3, don't think of failures as failures. During tough times, a lot of people have ideas about what they should do to be positive, but are too afraid to take action because they might fail. Honestly, you didn't get this far in life without failing at certain things, so just take action on what you want to do and adopt a mindset that says every time you fail, you're getting that much closer to achieving what you initially intended to do. So you learn from your mistakes each time you fail. And think of these failures as learning opportunities to improve yourself. An example of this is Kobe Bryant, who was one of the greatest basketball players in history, and to improve himself, he trained by taking 1,000 shots every single day just to make himself better. And yet, he was reported to have actually missed more shots than any other basketball player in history. And when asked how he felt about this, he just smiled and said, it's great because he's learning from each one, which means he's one step closer to scoring the next time that he shoots. Then, of course, he's also got the title for one of the highest points scored by a single player in a single game. So this is really embodied by the quote by Wayne Gretzky that goes, "You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take." So in conclusion, take that shot and don't be afraid to learn. Tip number 4, be nice to others. Another way to be positive during tough times is to spread some love, some happiness and appreciation. Don't rely on the outside world to make you feel positive. You take control of that. So I have a challenge for you guys right now. Send a message, text or voice, it doesn't really matter, but send a message to at least 3 people in your contact list with a personalized message to appreciate them. And do this without expecting anything in return. Tell them you love them, thank them for being there for you, and appreciate all that they've done for you. It doesn't have to be something long, and don't overthink it. So just take your phone out right now and pause this video if you have to, but send those 3 messages. And when you've done it, comment below in the comment section so I know that you've done it, and just say something like, I've been nice, in the comment section below, okay? I want to see lots of comments saying that you've been nice, so I know that you've sent to at least 3 people just a nice message that's not long, but it just makes them feel happy. Because it's really important to understand that other people might also be going through the same things you are, if not worse. So receiving this nice message from you might have just made their day or made their entire week. So be the reason for positivity in someone else's life. And that is honestly the best way to remain positive during tough times, yes, even in 2020. Now, at the risk of making this video too long, I've broken this down into 2 parts, so keep your eye out for the second part of this video that will have more tips and actions on how to stay positive and motivated during these tough times. So tap the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss that when it comes out. If you found this video helpful, then share it with your friends and family so they get a little dose of positivity as well. While you wait for the second part, here are a couple of videos you can check out next. Thank you for watching, stay positive, and I will catch you in the next one.